Hello, my name is Michael James. I'm the Vice President of Supplier Alliances and Customer Experience for Airline MRO Parts, or AMP, as we like to be called. There are a few challenges in the MRO industry today. The largest challenge being the lack of technicians. And over the past 15 to 20 years, there just hasn't been this next generation of technicians to come into the industry, whether that's as aircraft technicians or component service technicians. And COVID-19 actually shined a very bright light in that very dark room and multiplied those issues. So lack of technicians could lead to lead time issues, whether that's trying to get an aircraft out the door on time or trying to get a component out the door on time, or even trying to produce raw materials. If you don't have the technical expertise in-house, that at the touch labor standpoint, no matter what you design or have the hopes of producing, if the manpower is not there, if there's no desire to be a part of that workforce, there's going to be challenges. And the COVID-19 for the next generation expose other sorts of avenues or income earning opportunities that appeared as remote work or Monday through Friday jobs. And in this industry, being a 24/7 industry, having technicians that can work around the clock, whether that's at an airport, doing line maintenance, whether that's at a third-party MRO services provider, whether that's at a 145 repair shop for landing gear. Without those technicians, again, you'll have substantial lead time issues, and you'll see situations where aircraft are not being inducted for maintenance. We've seen situations where engines are not being inducted for maintenance. And again, raw materials aren't being produced. At AMP, we create a touchless process for the procurement of consumables and expendables. For years, at least pre-COVID, the industry had a tendency to treat every purchase of a consumable or expendable item as an event when it's not necessary. And at the same time, tying up, very, very expensive, very talented resources that could be spending a lot more time, purchasing landing gear, engines, and, all those high value, high dollar items where you need your buyers focus on. Whereas they're very high transaction, low cost materials that create a lot of noise. Instead of treating those as singular events, the idea that we created is a continuous flow of purchasing. That is, remove about 80% of the headache of nuts, bolts, packings, O-rings, lubes, that sort of stuff, to where, you pretty much know where you're going to get that stuff from. There are a lot of select suppliers that are out there. They generate hundreds, if not thousands of transactions per day. But if you got buyers that are sitting around, touching that stuff 5 to 6 to 7 to perhaps 20 times per day, that doesn't really add value to the production activity. So, we built a platform that is software as a service that creates a touchless process for consumables and expendables. So what would traditionally take days, up to 2 days to procure, we've reduced that to minutes, simply because there's only 5 to maybe 7 pass or fail gates to get a consumable or expendable item bought. Do you have the right part number? Do you have the right quantity? Do you have the lead time that we're looking for? Do you have the certification that we're looking for? Those sort of things, those are very, very easy pass or fail questions that you don't necessarily need, a very talented resource providing those answers for. You can automate those sort of answers, and our systems can do that work while everyone's sleeping, continuously 24/7. So we're giving that time back to any particular organization, whether that's an airline or whether that's an MRO. So again, they can focus on those items that actually generate high value when it comes to, takeoffs and landings and so forth. You need landing gear, but you can't necessarily buy landing gear in 5 minutes. You need engines, but you can't buy engines in 5 minutes. You can buy a nut or a bolt in seconds, because there's very few questions that have to be answered. And we take that sort of question and we answer it very, very quickly with automation. Aside from discovering new products and new suppliers, really, really excited about, the 5 products that we bring to the table, whether it's our smart purchasing, smart shipping, smart tracking, smart analytics, smart selling. Very, very excited about to walk, potential new customers through our solutions, as well as capitalizing on the network, because this is a great networking opportunity. And through that networking, we can also have conversations about our smart selling, our smart tracking, our smart purchasing, our smart analytics, and so forth. So, over the past 2 or 3 years, we've continuously iterated our products. We feel that this year, with the addition of smart analytics and smart selling, very, very excited about those new products because of the fact that they can help increase incremental revenue for our suppliers, as well as incremental savings for our customers when it comes to smart shipping. And again, MRO Americas is one of is probably the best networking opportunity in this industry. I'm obviously biased because it is MRO Americas. I go to it every single year, but it is a very, very decent spectacle in our industry. Very productive industry. And again, it's one of these industries that we've done very well at over the past few years of showcasing our products. So that's the biggest reason why I like going. And the fact that it's in Chicago this year and not in that normal, list of host cities, that's another thing that excites me. One thing that people will be surprised to know about AMP is that we started 7 years ago as this scrappy little purchasing consolidator for 4 MROs. And then in 2020, we completely pivoted our business. So instead of focusing on purchasing consolidation, we pivoted to software as a service, essentially. And our revenues skyrocketed. Our customer base grew substantially from 2020 up until today. Thank you everyone for your time, and we hope to see you at booth 1605. Come by to see us, and we'll walk you through that smart suite of products.